On this edition of Metro Motion, car crazy LA is the worst for freeway clog and smog, but is it the nation's best for public transit access? A recent study says so.
Plus, the freeway closure from hell is in the rearview mirror, and Carmageddon ended up looking more like Carmageddon. We'll show you how.
You want to shut down one of the busiest freeways in the country, so you put up a few signs and maybe throw out some orange cones, right? Think again. Up next, I've got your behind-the-scenes look at the 405 closure.
These stories and more coming up. I'm Joe McDonald.
And I'm Tamara Henry. Welcome to Metro Motion.
Trains, buses, carpool lanes, streets, highways, pedestrian improvements, and bikeways. There's a lot more to the Metropolitan Transportation Authority than meets the eye. Find out what your Metro is doing to keep LA County moving on Metro Motion.
Topping our show, it was billed as Carmageddon, the freeway closure from hell, and thankfully it's in the rearview mirror.
Thank goodness we made it. The Mulholland Bridge demolition that closed down a 10-mile-plus stretch of the 405 for an entire weekend was expected to be a nightmare. But thanks to a coordinated effort from Metro, the media, and a host of other agencies,
and the willingness of Angelenos to abandon their cars for the weekend,
the closure came and went without a hitch.
We sent reporter Greg Goldner in the air, on the streets, and everywhere in between to get a behind-the-scenes look at the massive effort that helped make Carmageddon seem more like Carmageddon.
Carmageddon, Schmarmageddon.
Shutting down one of the busiest freeways in the entire country? Sounds crazy, right? Well, with the help of Metro and a host of other agencies, apparently it is possible. After months of discussions, the decision was made. There was no way to avoid closing the 405. And when the decision came down only 2 months out, the scramble to make sure Carmageddon didn't become a reality began. Metro had to let the world know that one of the busiest freeways in the country would be closed during peak tourist season. A mere 2 months to prepare. To put this in perspective, LA had 2 years to prepare for the '84 Olympic traffic.
It's been an extensive planning outreach effort. We've worked very hard with Metro to coordinate these efforts. We have consultants that have been brought on board to notify the different agencies. We have a mailing list of about 1,600 people that we've been sending information to, travel agents, World Airport, Trucking Association, businesses, UPS, you name it, we've done outreach to them.
These mailers weren't the only tools being used to silence a strip of freeway that hasn't been shut down in 50 years. In hopes of keeping people out of their cars, Metro even offered free rides on the red, purple, and orange lines, as well as 26 of their bus lines. In addition, Metro planned community meetings and live online chats where residents could voice their questions and concerns. Metro even produced a public service announcement with CHP legend Erik Estrada.
And I'm here with real motorcycle police officers to remind you that the weekend of July 16 and 17, a 10-mile stretch of the 405 freeway will be closed from the 10 to the 101 freeway.
But through all of this effort, there's one main message to get across.
But the biggest thing that's going to help is if the public stays away and stays home on this weekend. Most people go through their lives trying to avoid the 405. This is the one weekend we want to tell you, you really need to avoid the 405.
Stay local and just go ahead and make the most out of it. There's plenty of things available to you that you can enjoy, but unless you have an actual emergency, I wouldn't recommend for anybody around that corridor.
We really would ask any of you that have any choice at all to stay home that weekend. You know, go to your local grocery store, go to your local restaurant, invite a few friends over, have a backyard barbecue.
The day has arrived, the puzzle pieces are in place. So what happens now?
We have 20 crews starting to do our lane closures. We'll start with the ramps at 7 p.m., moving to 10 p.m. where we start to do some of the freeway lane closures itself. And then finally at midnight we have a full freeway closure. About that time then we'll be able to bring in trucks, and there's about 10 trucks on the site that are going to be moving dirt. They'll create this large dirt pad 5 to 6 foot deep underneath where the bridge is going to be demoed at. About 2 a.m. it starts to get real noisy. We'll have diamond saw cutters out there, and we'll start creating weakened planes in the bridge deck itself, followed by about 5 a.m. we have these large hydraulic hammers, like big jackhammers, sitting on the end of a backhoe arm that reaches out and starts working on those weakened joints. You follow up with some acetylene torches where you get some big pieces of rebar. But times like this you find you have to cut those loose, and then after that it's just all gravity.
With construction well underway, I went straight to the source, the demolition site, to get some answers and find out if Metro's Stay Local message was heard.
So far so good. We've been able to accomplish a lot in the short amount of time that the demolition work has happened, so we're cautiously optimistic that we're going to get our work done.
Everyone's been heeding the warnings. We believe that the messages has gotten out for people to stay away from the area, so traffic has been pretty good.
The weekend came and went even smoother than anyone anticipated. In fact, the 405 reopened well ahead of schedule. But none of this could have been possible if it wasn't for the commitment of LA's residents.
Working with the public, you can achieve great results. You really can't take down a section of one of the busiest freeways in the country without the public's help.
Although there was only 2 months to prepare the world for the closure of the 405, the tireless outreach effort paid off. And as one Metro Twitter follower said, quote, "It was car heaven rather than Carmageddon." For Metro Motion, I'm Greg Goldner.
Like Supervisor Zev Yaroslavsky said, Carmageddon, schmarmageddon. To think there were concerns about a possible 60-mile backup in either direction. Maybe we should close the 405 more often.
Well, be careful what you wish for. Next year, the 405 will be shut down again for demolition of the other side of the Mulholland Bridge. Check out metro.net/I405 for upcoming details.
The Metro Board of Directors recently welcomed a new chair, and he's a familiar face, LA Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa. This is the mayor's 3rd stint as chair, and he brings plenty of experience and enthusiasm to the Metro Board's top spot. We caught up with Mayor Villaraigosa to discuss his vision for LA County's transportation future and to find out what he thinks is the key to developing a world-class transit system.
I've had a long experience working on this board. And I like to say that the passion that I have for the bus system and for our transit system is that my mom rode a bus her whole life. She never really drove a car. I thought it was important to begin this new opportunity to serve as chair to focus on the bus system as well.
You dump the pump and go Metro, you definitely save time and money, but you also save the environment.
That's right. Metro is the first major transit agency in the world to operate only alternative fuel buses. So when you go Metro, you're helping remove harmful greenhouse gases from our air.
That sounds like the perfect premise for this installment of Green Trivia. We asked Metro riders at Union Station to guess how many pounds of those harmful greenhouse gases Metro avoids emitting each day by operating an all-CNG fleet.
3,000 pounds a day, 30,000 pounds a day, or 300,000 pounds a day?
Pounds of gas?
Of greenhouse gases.
Greenhouse gases.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you a pound first.
I'll take a pound. I'll take a pound for CO2 pounds.
Well, Tamara, it looks like once again we've reached the end of the line.
Just a reminder, see more of LMU photography professor Diane Meyer's Without a Car in the World project on her website, dianemeyer.net.
We leave you now with some high-speed footage of Carmageddon, or should we say Karma Heaven. From all of us here at Metro Motion, thanks for tuning in.
Bye for now.